Imagine this. It is 10 p.m. on a Tuesday. You are finally sitting down after a long day, and you hear that unmistakable jingle-scratch thump of your dog dragging their back paw across the carpet. Over and over, chewing at their side, licking one spot on their leg raw. You look over and your heart just sinks. Again, I know exactly how exhausting this is. You have probably spent hundreds of dollars on vet visits, allergy creams, medicated shampoos, maybe even steroid pills that helped for a week and then stopped working. You have Googled, "Why is my dog so itchy at 1 a.m.?" more times than you would like to admit. And what's worse, the itching keeps coming back, like clockwork, no matter what you try. But what if I told you that for a huge number of allergic dogs, the itching, the ear infections, the red paws, none of that starts on the skin at all? What if I told you it actually starts in the bowl? Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Marcus, your neighborhood veterinarian, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I dedicate this entire channel to helping you become the best pet parent you can possibly be, using simple, vet-approved changes you can actually make at home. Before we dive in, drop the guilt. You are not a bad pet parent because your dog has allergies. Food and skin allergies are wildly common, and in most cases they have nothing to do with anything you did wrong. In fact, the very fact that you are watching this video right now at 10 p.m. trying to figure out how to help, that proves you care. If you want the full picture on hotspots and topical soothing techniques, I actually posted a separate video on that, which I will link at the end. So today, we are doing a complete masterclass on diet. Grab a notebook, because I am about to give you 6 proven, vet-recommended diet changes that can calm your allergic dog from the inside out. Let's get into it. Chapter 1. I call this one the reset button. Here's the problem. Most owners try switching foods every few weeks. Chicken to salmon, salmon to lamb, hoping something clicks. It almost never works. And here's why. It's not just a new bag of food. It's actually resetting your dog's immune memory. Your dog's immune system builds a list of proteins it has flagged as threats over months or years of exposure. Bouncing between 5 or 6 different proteins in the pet store aisle doesn't reset that list, it just adds more entries to it. The real vet-grade tool is something called a true elimination diet, and almost no one does it correctly. Here is exactly how. You pick one single protein source your dog has genuinely never eaten before, often something unusual like venison, kangaroo, or rabbit, paired with one single carbohydrate, like potato or pumpkin. 8 to 12 full weeks, that is the only thing that goes in your dog's mouth. No treats, no table scraps, no flavored medications, no rawhide, nothing. Even one bite of the old food can reset the clock back to day 1. If the itching noticeably improves during that window, you have found your trigger. And you can slowly reintroduce old ingredients one at a time to confirm exactly which one is the problem. Now, here's a quick warning. This is not a diet you should improvise on your own. Talk to your vet before starting, because we need to make sure the diet is still nutritionally complete, especially for puppies or dogs with other health conditions. Chapter 2. I'm calling this one the invisible protein. Here's the problem. Some dogs react to their food even when you've already switched proteins, and owners get so frustrated because they did everything right. Here's what's truly fascinating about this one. It's not the protein itself causing the reaction anymore. It's the shape of the protein. Hydrolyzed protein diets take a normal protein like chicken or soy and break it down into pieces so tiny that your dog's immune system literally cannot recognize it as a threat. Think of it like disguising a face so well that security doesn't flag it at the door. These are typically prescription diets, so the remedy here is simple. Ask your vet specifically about a hydrolyzed protein diet if a standard novel protein trial hasn't fully solved the itching. Many dogs who fail 2 or 3 regular food switches finally get relief on a hydrolyzed formula. Here's the warning though. Hydrolyzed diets are therapeutic, not something to grab off a random shelf, and they should be used under veterinary guidance, especially because some dogs need them for months to see the full benefit. Chapter 3. This one is my personal favorite, and I call it the oil switch. Stick with me here because this one is important. Here's the problem. Most commercial dog foods, even good quality ones, are loaded with omega-6 fatty acids from corn, soy, and poultry fat. Okay, omega-6 isn't evil. Your dog needs some, but in excess, It actually promotes inflammation throughout the body, including the skin. Here's the science made simple. Omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA and DHA, do the opposite. They calm inflammatory signals and help rebuild the skin's natural oil barrier, which is often damaged in allergic dogs. The remedy is straightforward. Add a fish oil supplement specifically formulated for dogs, ideally providing somewhere around 20 to 55 milligrams of combined EPA and DHA per pound of your dog's body weight daily. But always confirm the exact dose with your vet based on your dog's size and any other medications. Give it consistently, every single day, for at least 6 to 8 weeks before judging results, because skin cell turnover takes time. Now, here's a quick warning. More is not better. Too much fish oil can cause loose stool and in rare cases affect blood clotting, so never eyeball the dose. Use a product made for pets, not a human fish oil capsule with unknown concentration. And here's something I promise you most owners never think about. Storage matters just as much as dosage. Fish oil oxidizes quickly once opened. If it smells strongly fishy or rancid rather than mild, it has likely gone bad and lost most of its anti-inflammatory benefit. Keep it refrigerated by smaller bottles. And if you notice that sharp smell, replace it rather than risk feeding a spoiled supplement to your dog. Chapter 4. I call this one the second brain connection. Let me guess. You're probably thinking, why would gut health affect my dog's itchy skin? But what if I told you your dog's gut and skin are in constant communication? Roughly 70% of your dog's immune system actually lives in the gut lining. When that gut lining is inflamed or the bacterial balance is off, it can trigger immune overreactions that show up as skin flares, not stomach symptoms. This is called the gut-skin axis, and it is one of the most exciting areas in veterinary allergy research right now. The remedy is a high-quality, veterinary-specific probiotic, not a human brand, added daily to your dog's food. Look for one with documented strains and colony-forming unit counts on the label, rather than a vague probiotic blend. Give it consistently for at least 4 weeks alongside your elimination diet, since the two work together, not separately. Here's the warning. Probiotics are generally very safe, but introduce them gradually, because a sudden change can cause temporary gas or soft stool. And if your dog has a compromised immune system or serious illness, check with your vet before adding any new supplement. But what if I told you probiotics work even better, paired with something called a prebiotic? Prebiotics are simply the fiber that feeds the good bacteria you're trying to nurture. Small amounts of plain canned pumpkin, unsweetened and unspiced, or a vet-approved prebiotic fiber supplement can help those probiotic strains actually take hold and multiply instead of just passing through. Think of the probiotic as planting seeds and the prebiotic as the fertilizer that lets them grow. Together, this combination supports what many veterinary dermatologists now consider a foundational piece of long-term allergy management, not just a nice-to-have extra. Chapter 5. I'm calling this one the label trap. Here's the problem, and it catches even careful owners off guard. You switch to a limited ingredient, or grain-free formula, feeling confident you've solved it, and the itching barely improves. What if I told you the label might be lying to you, not on purpose, but through something called cross-contamination? Pet food manufacturing lines often process multiple recipes, chicken, beef, fish, on the same equipment. Trace amounts of your dog's trigger protein can end up in a food that technically lists something completely different as the main ingredient. It is enough to keep an allergic dog reacting. The remedy here is reading past the marketing. Look specifically for foods manufactured on dedicated lines, or better yet, therapeutic veterinary diets designed and tested specifically for food-responsive allergies, since these go through much stricter production controls. Here's the warning. Do not assume grain-free means allergy-friendly. Grain-free simply means no grains. It says nothing about the actual protein source. And grain-free diets have also come under scrutiny for a possible link to a heart condition in some dogs. So this is absolutely a conversation to have with your vet, not a decision to make from a bag label alone. Chapter 6. The Foundation. I call this one the boring secret that actually works. After everything we've covered, here is the truth almost nobody wants to hear. The single biggest factor in managing food allergies is not a fancy ingredient. It's consistency. Every treat, every training snack, Every bite of table food that isn't part of your elimination protocol can undo weeks of progress. The remedy is building one simple, boring, unshakable routine. The exact same limited ingredient or hydrolyzed diet, the exact same treats made from that same protein source, the exact same feeding schedule, day after day, for the full trial period. Here's the warning. This is the step people quit on, usually around week 3, right before results would have shown up. Please don't give up early. Now please listen closely, because this is a massive veterinary warning. Diet changes help an enormous number of allergic dogs, but they are not a cure for every kind of itching. Environmental allergies like pollen or dust mites, flea allergy dermatitis, and skin infections can all look identical to a food allergy from the outside, and diet alone will not fix those. If your dog's itching, hair loss, ear infections, or skin redness persist beyond 2 to 3 weeks despite a proper diet trial, or if you ever see swelling of the face, difficulty breathing, vomiting, or sudden collapse, that is not a wait-and-see situation. Please call your vet or an emergency clinic immediately. Here's the golden rule. You do not need to use all 6 of these strategies chaotically at once. Here is your simple bowl formula. Daily, feed the single, consistent elimination or hydrolyzed diet with the fish oil and probiotic mixed in at breakfast. 2 to 3 times a week, double-check your labels on any treats or supplements to make sure nothing has snuck back in. As needed, if you're flaring. Revisit strict elimination with 0 exceptions for 2 full weeks before troubleshooting further. The whole daily process should take you no more than 5 minutes. Living with an allergic dog is one of the hardest parts of being a pet parent because it feels invisible and endless. But by choosing to educate yourself, by choosing to take just 5 minutes out of your day to measure that oil, scoop that probiotic, and stay consistent, you are proving how much you truly love your dog. And that makes you an incredible pet parent. If this video gave you hope today, please hit that like button. It genuinely helps more struggling pet parents find this information. Subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss our weekly deep dives. And please leave a comment telling me what protein or ingredient turned out to be your dog's hidden trigger. I read every single one. Give your sweet, beautiful dog a gentle scratch behind the ears for Dr. Marcus tonight. I'll see you in the next one.